And here's the sort of conundrum, but a happy one for the markets right now, seizing on the Speaker's remarks earlier that he is ready to go full throttle and go back to health care, and that was interpreted positively. More to the point, this was. Take a look.
We are all going to work together and listen together until we get this right. It is just too important. Obamacare is a collapsing law. Obamacare is doing too much damage to families. And so we're going to get this right. And in the meantime, we're going to do all of our other work that we came here to do.
All right. That on top of what was some pretty good economic news prior to the day, we had a big jump in consumer confidence. We had a big jump in the Case-Shiller home price index. A lot of people's homes are all of a sudden starting to percolate. That gets them excited, presumably gets them buying, and it gets investors buying at the corner wall and Broad. We're at near session highs of the day after 8 straight down days. We've got the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee member, Congressman Thomas Massie, joining us right now on what happens now. What do you think, Congressman?
Well, you know, on health care, I presented an option this morning in our conference to break it up into 3 bits, because really there were 3 bills in that bill. I think you can get to 218 on each of those 3 things, but not with the same 218 members. Conservatives want to repeal it, and the more moderate members want to replace it. So if you separate those 2 bills, I think you can get to 218, and they seemed receptive to my idea at conference this morning.
Does any of this delay tax cuts to get this right on health care? Maybe you have to push back the tax cut thing and the rework and all that?
You know, I don't think we have to do this sequentially. There's 435 members of Congress. We're not all working on the same thing at once. We've got 24 committees. You can work on these things simultaneously.
I don't know, maybe so, but I haven't seen that out of Washington in the past. I know it's possible, but...
Well, we're working in the Transportation Committee already on some ideas for funding Trump's proposals. All
right. On the health care thing, I think you were among those who went from no to hell no, right? And that you didn't like it. So what do you have to see to revisit it and deliver a yes vote?
If they would split it up into the 3 bills that were inside of it, I could vote for the Medicaid reform portion of it. It wasn't as conservative as I like, but it was unambiguously better than the status quo, which is more than I can say for the Obamacare lite portion of it. And that's what I'm calling it, which I think it could have actually been worse, both politically and for our constituents, to do Obamacare lite versus Obamacare. I don't subscribe to the notion that we let the perfect be the enemy of the good. We stopped something bad Friday, but that's my opinion, and I think other Republicans have other opinions. If you tease this bill apart, I think you can get to 218. You know, President Trump said he wanted Democrat votes on this. Excuse me. I think he can get there, but they're not ever going to vote for a repeal, and they're not going to vote for Medicaid reform. If you want to do a scaled-down version of Obamacare, you're going to have to separate that.
All right, we'll see what they do. Congressman, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Neil.